Dear friends, today we are going to look deeply into a vital truth. Righteousness exalts, but sin brings reproach and defeat. Through obedience to God, we find victory, yet through yielding to sin, we fall into destruction. Our study will center around the story of Israel's defeat at Ai, recorded in Joshua 7, and the sin of one man, Achan, which led to tragic consequences for the entire nation. As we dive into these passages, let us remember that God's grace empowers us to pursue righteousness and to overcome any temptation. Our journey starts by understanding that victory comes from a place of obedience. Romans 6 verse 16 to 18 says, "Do you not know that when you offer yourselves to someone as obedient slaves, you are slaves of the one you obey, whether you are slaves to sin, which leads to death, or to obedience, which leads to righteousness?" Obedience to God is our path to righteousness, and righteousness is a shield against sin and reproach. Israel learned this truth at Jericho. After faithfully following God's instructions, the walls fell and Israel inherited the promise. But God warned them not to take anything from the city, saying it was accursed. Obedience was the key to their victory, yet in disobedience, one man took what was forbidden. Like Israel, we must choose whom we serve: sin, which leads to death, or God, whose righteousness exalts and protects us. Joshua 7 verse 1 tells us, "But the children of Israel committed a trespass regarding the accursed things, for Achan took of the accursed things. So the anger of the Lord burned against the children of Israel." In the dispensation of grace, God is merciful and slow to anger, but his standard of holiness remains. Sin always has consequences, often reaching farther than we anticipate. When Israel went up against the small city of Ai, they expected an easy victory. Instead, they were defeated and 36 men lost their lives. Joshua 7 verse 4 to 5. This shocking turn of events left Joshua and the elders falling on their faces in mourning. Sin stripped Israel of its confidence and left them vulnerable to defeat. Proverbs 6 verse 8 tells us, "Better is a little with righteousness than vast